What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Charting Crypto. Today we're over Monero or XMR, which is up 13.8% at $396, has a $7.2 billion market cap, has a circulating supply of 18 million right now, has a max supply of infinite. Ethereum also has an infinite max supply. So I always warn people infinite max supplies, you want to figure out the unlocking period and everything like that. So do your own research and figure that out. All-time high in this coin was 7 years ago at $542. We're only down 28% from that. So that's crazy. This did not hit a all-time high prior bull run, but we are so close to hitting it right now in this new bull run. We're only 28% down. All-time lowest 10 years ago. If you'd have bought this 10 years ago, you'd be up 180x on your investment right now. So Monero is a pretty well-known coin. It's listed on Crack and a ton of different exchanges, but it looks like KuCoin has the largest volume for Monero, followed by HTX, Kraken, HT, KuCoin, MEXC, so on and so forth. So with that, guys, let's get into the price prediction and technical analysis on XMR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, XMR, we're on the day chart right now. What a crazy chart. Seriously, up all the way in 2021. And then we had, just this giant bull that is forming. Insane. But I mean, that's a long time, 2021, 2025. That's a nice bull pattern. One thing that I want to focus on here, guys, we did hit that prior all-time high. We're only 29% down from it, and that is obviously going to be a heavy resistance area for Monero. So we're going to draw a horizontal resistance area at that point right now. Another thing I want to draw is a fib from the all-time high to the low of this bull. The low of this bull, you can see we do have a lot of price history around these fib levels, going all the way to 2024 from the run up from this bottom of February 2024. And this is the main area on Monero that I want to focus on here for this technical analysis. So what we're kind of looking at here is we are finding heavy support, or we did find heavy support in 2024 around, what is that, the 236 area at about 146. And you can see the fibs are playing out pretty dang accurately on this run up. Then we found support here at the 382 at about 186, and then the heavy one, the 618 at 277. We consolidated at it for a while until we broke it. But one great thing that I want to point out here is we smashed right through that 786 area, guys. Prior to that, every time we've come up to one of these fib areas, we've been hitting resistance, right? Every time, even including down here. And this one, we had no resistance. We ran right through the 786, which is showing strength from Monero. We're almost up the all-time high. We're 28% down. We still have some gusto to go. We did make a nice engulfing candle today here on the MACD, going straight vertical, blues all the way up to 30.74. One thing I want to point out here is the stock RSI is flashing red. Normally when it flashes red, it's saying, hey, it might be a good time to take some profit. So that's something I want to take into consideration there. Is this going to be a possible double top and back test that 786 area at 368? Or is this just going to run up to its all-time high price? The day chart indicators are a little hot, in my personal opinion, as well. We did get a double sell signal on the WTX, the first one on May 3rd, the second one on May 17th. So that's something to take into consideration. And another thing you want to focus on here is the stock RSI. Stock RSI is a very powerful indicator, in my personal opinion. When blue is below orange, that's bearish. When orange is below blue, that is bullish. You can kind of see we put in a high here on May of 2025, May 3rd or April to May 1st. And we just put in a lower high here. So that's something I want to keep a close eye on. I don't want this to start rolling over here and then have to come all the way back down before we start running. So with the day chart, we are above the 786. I would say the main area to keep an eye on here is $365. That is the 786 break line. There is a chance that we could be going back down to back test that 786 area as support. You break a heavy support, you check it or heavy resistance, you back test it as support, and then you continue on. Another thing I want to point out here is a long-term time frame. A lot of coins right now are looking insanely good on the weekly chart, and that's exactly what's happening here for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. This has just been going straight up. So if you would have bought 7 weeks ago at 190, or at about 200, you'd be up pretty much 2x right now. It's just been going up. One thing I do want to point out on the weekly time frame is we are a little hot on the indicators. You can see the stock RSI is actually flatlined right now. We actually are peaked out. We're peaked out right here, and that's happened several times for this coin, and you can kind of see what happens after that. We flatline, peak out, and then we fall back, or flatline, peak out, fall, flat line, peak out, and then we fall. And every time we've had to come all the way back down here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see another push. We're obviously at a round number right now. We're at 399, trying to break that four into $400. So it's a very psychological area going from those large numbers from 399 to a whole number like 400. So I would be keeping an eye on a slight retracement possibly. That would allow these indicators to retrace as well, which could give us a nice run up. And the absolute worst case scenario for Monero is back testing the 618 at 275 and then rallying up. But if we did back test that 618 at 275, the overall momentum that we've been experiencing since, April of 2024, this run up would still be valid because we have a high, low, high, low, high, and let's put in a higher low, and then we can start rallying to the end of the year, end of 2025. But hopefully, in a bull run, indicators go straight out the window and you can just be flatline bullish the entire time. Hopefully, that's the case here for Monero. Obviously, if we get over 400, we're going to see a quick run up to the all time high price. And then that's going to be the main resistance area to focus on for Monero. If we look at the short term time frame for you swing traders, the short term time frame is still or not still is still look I guess still is still looking pretty hot. We are getting sell signals here on the stock RSI. The last time we got sell signals on the stock RSI was back here, and you kind of see what happened. It just flatlined. So hopefully that's the case here. Hopefully we just come down here and we flatline, and then we can start rallying, or hopefully we don't retrace at all. But the indicators are a little too hot, in my personal opinion. You're actually off the charts here on the WTX. Last time that happened was December of 2024. And what happened in December 2024? Let's just check that. December 2024, you consolidated, then you flash crashed, but just take that into consideration, guys. I'm not really too worried about it. I think Manero hasn't had an all-time high in 7 years, and we're only 28% down from it. We should easily smash through that all-time high price. If I had to make a prediction of the bull run high price, what I normally do is I draw from the prior high to the low, and then you can kind of expect to go to the 1, 2, 3, 6 area. So that's about $1,000 for Monero. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we went to $1,000 for Monero. And then sometimes, you flirt with between the 1, 2, 3, 6 and the 1, 6, 1, 8 during, that 2, 3 week of the mania phase where you can throw money at anything and everything runs. That's where you could be flirting around here with the $2,000 to $3,000, the quick flash prices for the coin. And then after that, back to the bear market. But realistically, I'd be keeping an eye for around $1,000 conservatively. And then once you break the 1, 2, 3, 6, that's where I'd be keeping a very close eye on profit, because that's normally where we top out and you see a retracement. But Monero's not looking horrible. Just keep an eye on these indicators. They're just a little hot in my personal opinion. Overall, I'm going to be bullish on this. So with that, guys, none of this is financial advice. And if there's any coins that you would like me to chart, you can just send me a super chat in the comments and I'll get to your coin as soon as possible. Thank you.